All right, ladies and gents, welcome. I don't know if you noticed this, but we have the Romans here in a tournament. All right, DauT in the blue in here, Titans League debuting in Season 3. Crazy Group A, and he picked Romans on his draft, and I thought if anyone was going to play with the new Romans, it would maybe be DauT. A civilization where I'll break down the bonuses, but first I think we do have to touch on and say it's Chinese for running. And also, these guys did not lock the teams. So our little Diplo dots have shown up. So theoretically, they could ally each other and live happily ever after, guys. I don't know who was hosting this. We're going to put the blame on DauT for that, maybe. He was asking me to host another Regicide Rumble soon. He likes the Diplo stuff, so. But yeah, Chinese start with the additional villagers. The struggle is maintaining the vill count because of the lack of food at the start. Fortunately for running, there's just a lot of food on this map, which eventually will be focused towards the middle. There's stone and there's gold here, and that stone and gold is always visible here on El Dorado. I just want to explain the format because I have a feeling this is going to hit the main YouTube channel, and it may not, and then people on extras are going to have to hear something they already know. But this is a promotion relegation system in Age of Empires, all right? And the idea is you've got the upper group, that's what we're casting now, Platinum. The bottom two in each group, at the end of the season, they get relegated down to Gold. And then their players from Gold, we already completed that season, will then fill those relegated spots later on. The better you perform, the more money you get because you get money per game. And then you have the ability to move up and down, obviously, throughout the leagues based on your performance. And it's just kind of cool, you know? It's kind of cool. We've got wacky maps. And in Running's case, Running was a player who was promoted from Gold after Season 1. He came up to Season 2 Platinum, which is the top league. And many people were probably like, okay, promoted player, a lot of big names. Running is going to be relegated again. And he was one of a few that surprised. And so he's still in Platinum again. And I think Running has actually only gotten better. So in a play all three format where every game counts, the goal for Running, if he sees himself as an underdog today, which he might not, is at least snag one win. But I think he could easily get two. DauT is a consistent enough player where I think it'd be really surprising for Running to get 3 wins against DauT. If anything, that might go the other way. So, Romans, it's the 5% bonus that I think is really getting people excited about them right now. There's not, I say people, a lot of people kind of don't know what to think about the Romans competitively. But I know Yo and DauT have both said that they think the Romans are really strong. And that 5% bonus is their villagers build and collect and everything just 5% faster. And that adds up, right? Like, that adds up over time. That is already benefiting DauT. So that consistent bonus makes them very easy to play because it's not a bonus you really need to do anything specific to take advantage of. I think that's why they're also really good at low elo, because it's like, this bonus works all the time, and it's at a rank where players don't know what they're doing most of the time. No offense. I love you guys, but you know what I mean. It's all jokes, right? But, you know, DauT might be using them because of the double infantry armor as well. You know, on a map where players might go for knights or something, you know? Like, maybe we see some crazy man-at-arms. I don't quite know, but knights and infantry is usually what you see from Romans. And then there's occasionally scorpions, but the map is so fixated on the stone and gold and so fixated on the water and all the vills and just so many other things. I just don't think scorpions feel natural. Relying on scorpions on this map would be like relying on archers on islands. That's it. Make the joke. I don't know. Archers are actually kind of good on islands as long as the location is correct. So, big thing so far. Running scouted the dock from DauT. He did choose to dock himself. We saw a game earlier where the Chinese player didn't do that. They're running with a couple villagers to gold. Thinking about some fire ships perhaps, but I'm thinking more so archers. I would be really paranoid that my opponent would go for man-at-arms if I were running. And he sees 3 villagers building the barracks, which to me says DauT wants the barracks up really quickly so he can make something out of the barracks and then upgrade it in feudal age, a.k.a. the man-at-arms. DauT taking his gold there. Running now knows about that location as well. DauT scouting, not that great thus far, truthfully, but he is going to see this. Villager, he could choose to snipe later on once he's in feudal. And he knows the 2 tiles of gold are going to be somewhere. But he hasn't actually scouted the wood line or the gold, so he doesn't really know. He knows where the resources aren't, I guess. All right, so on Arabia, you probably can't justify the early blacksmith because you don't have as much resource income. You need to use your wood for other things. I feel like DauT might open blacksmith. Look at that. He's hiding it. So he wants to go for the Roman bonuses here, guys. Interesting stuff. Now, Running expected it. He did everything he could do against this thus far. And his resources are looking ridiculous, by the way. It looks like he was teetering on the edge of maybe clicking up to Castle Age. Running going to drop a very early patient tower. And he saw in the middle, and then with his scout, that DauT was coming out across the map. These things being upgraded will not come as a surprise at all. And DauT now probably has to avoid this area because that tower will weaken the man-at-arms. Then again, it's double armor. So these are tankier. Meanwhile, both players making a fire galley, which shouldn't accomplish too much on the water. They're going to have to travel a long way, but eventually it will be important, so they've got to do it. And Running left this villager here. So game 1 in the series, and Running with a mistake there. That villager needed to be saved or walled in. They're Running, trying to save it. DauT trying to block here. And DauT does get the villager kill. And that's just sloppy from Running. He is Chinese. So, you know, you still got more villagers. But I feel like you've got to know better than that. And that's an easy fix for him next time around he plays the map. But DauT found the one area where he could do damage. So DauT saw the range earlier. Will know his opponent's going to make archers. It pretty much forces you to make archers if the man-at-arms are out. Running hasn't consistently really produced from the archers, I've noticed. Like, this range has been up for a bit. It's been active 50% of the time, which I think you have to be critical of at this level. But clearly, he's maybe doing it intentionally to save resources. Is he's going to click up the Castle Age right behind this. Like, oh my goodness. And meanwhile, fighting off DauT's scout does kill the scout. DauT will never expect Running to be up already. DauT's adding more man-at-arms, and DauT's got skirms as well. So he's got the counter to the archers. But he won't have the counter to the... Let me click off this. To the knight play, funnily enough. So the archers almost seemed like a fake here. Everything that DauT saw told him this would be straight archers. So he's gone for the armor. He's gone for the skirms. And he's like, hey, give me some villager kills. Or give me some archer kills. This is nice from Running, though. It's just 1-to-1 KD right now, but this is a really nice find. Just weakening the skirm and saving the scout is beautiful stuff. The fire galley from Running, he's got 2 of them. They're over here. He will need to react. DauT's fire ship's arriving. And the market for Running as well, as he's maybe thinking about buying some resources. This is still really annoying, right? But he's got enough turkeys to deal with where he thinks he can fast castle this. Plus, obviously, he has the fishing ships. DauT is going to freak when he sees this. He did kill a Vil. Very well played. Also very close to killing a fishing ship. You can't say the man-at-arms and the skirmishers haven't paid off so far. You can't say the fire galley didn't pay off either. But even just 2 knights. As another villager goes down for Running. It's so risky to go fast castle, but just 2 knights could clear all this up. And then DauT's base is wide open. And DauT's like, I guess we're staying in feudal age here. Let's make some spears. Archers for Running have been found. Those archers could have been helpful. But you could tell he's still a little bit distracted with everything that's happening at home. The issue here with this strat, the reason you don't see it more, is because he doesn't have a lot of food income. Right? So, like, you make the first 4 knights, and then suddenly you have no food for anything. Whereas DauT has long-term resource income because he's got the farms. But you gotta say, you know, DauT, maybe falling into the TC fire there was wasteful. And I don't know if he has an answer to 4 knights right now. And here goes Running. Running's just going to TC the middle. This is pretty wild. And think about it. He's going to use the market to maybe buy and sell some res here or there. And DauT hasn't clicked up to the next stage yet. What a strategy from running. This freaking makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. DauT's been playing amazing. He's playing this other tournaments right now and doing all this stuff. But I guarantee you, Running's been practicing games. He's been practicing strats. DauT maybe has as well. I don't know, right? But the players who people think are going to lose, they're the ones who should be practicing the most. And look at the micro from Running. And that's beautiful value. Oh my god. That's sick. You could just make a monk. Heal up these knights now. This would obviously be disastrous if he now loses these knights. But it's 2 TCs for Running. Now, what Running hasn't had is food eco. He doesn't have near as much food eco, near as much eco in general. He does have access to the stone and gold in the middle, though. He doesn't have a single farm. He's got, he actually lost, oh no, he has his 4 fishing ships, but DauT could be killing them. So it's a bit of a fun situation where, while there's lots of positives for Running, it's all going to just run dry soon. But DauT has to try and find a way to kill this in the Castle Age, and DauT is on stone right now. So the key, obviously, for Running, he's up against spears. So scorpions would make sense, and he's actually going to be making mangonels out of the siege in the middle. The other thing for Running would be, if you're expecting DauT to eventually castle, maybe be on stone yourself, which he has also done. And this is actually some great counter damage here. Fishing ships going down for DauT, as he has to, he's distracted with all of this. And now DauT is attacking with spearmen, which is not what I was necessarily expecting to say when we loaded into this game. But he is attacking with spearmen, so I must say the words. But I at least like that DauT's like, we've got to make something happen, right? Like this, we have to somehow do damage to this guy. He's trying in any way he can. DauT's adding it in man-at-arms now. He's going to try for long swords. Because he can see it's going to be mangonel and it's going to be knight, but it's really only 3 knights here. Now you've got a couple more knights here just cleaning up the spears. I think you could argue that Running could have just ignored these, but Running kills everything. And he's got the TC up in the middle. He also killed the man-at-arms. Running is destroying DauT here in this game, guys. As long as he had some monks, I think, to heal up these knights, because they're all super weak, DauT may really struggle against this. DauT's such a good player. I think he was 2nd place in his group in the 2nd season. He's so consistent from game to game, and he's good in all different scenarios. Closed maps, messy maps, open maps. That's what makes him special. And the fact that he's been playing this game since, 2000. Like, he has earned at least something, prize pool-wise, in Age of Empires 2 since the year 2000. He's also known for very special castles. And here he comes. And he is going to drop a castle. And Running is going to see said castle. And Running is going to be like, how did I let him walk forward here? I have the siege. And Running is going to say, I actually am going to make one of my own castles. And I'm going to build it once I have the stone for it. And I don't have the stone for it. And now I'm panicking. And he drops it right next to DauT. But DauT's castle's on the way. And DauT's going to kill that army. And DauT's castle is at 70%. Running's castle's at 30%. The monk is stopping DauT from building the entire castle. A bald man with a book is stopping a whole team of builders that have prepped their whole life to build this castle. But 5% faster. He builds it 5% faster because he's Romans, and the 5%'s enough for DauT to get it up. Okay, what happens now? Ram for Running. Immediately, it makes sense. He garrisons his TC, which will mean the infantry has to run away. I think you need to make petards as well if you have the food and the gold for it. But DauT actually cannot mine gold, and Running really can't either. Because, I mean, he is, but it's not exactly that convenient to drop it off at the moment. But yeah, DauT's not making petards, which means his castle will fall. He has more villagers. He has food eco. He has wood eco, and running is struggling with all those things. But he will not have the middle. Running's eco is just disastrous, but he's got the middle, which is what makes this so fun. Look at the wood and the food eco for DauT. So DauT has to now try and raid this area. And I like the addition here from DauT, but I don't think it should ever work. I think running needs to pull his rams this way. And then the castle can shoot the mangonel. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good play from DauT, but that was the perfect change from running. Running is stonewalling from pikemen and a man-at-arm right now. He has no food eco. This is an interesting one. And this is El Dorado, right? Any aggressive strategy to take the middle should mean that you cut some corners. But now we could see like Chukunu, which is good against infantry, right? Anytime running buys food in this game, and it will happen, that gives DauT a slightly better price to sell food at the market. Same with buying wood. DauT is attacking a tower here. And he's going to lose his units. And it will be Chukunu and it will be monks from running. Running's micro has to be perfect because he's falling way behind in villagers. DauT, his micro has to be better than it has been. At least here. Like, he needs to get more value with his units. But, I mean, even the idle time could be helpful. If the Chukunu had Bodkin, advantage running, and I think running wins the game. But I don't know if you can afford to even get fletching right now if you're running. He needs to buy it. DauT should be attacking his market, in all honesty. DauT drops a monastery now so we can get some relics. Also, more docks for fishing ships because he's got the water control. He should be fishing like a madman here. Running has to respect this siege workshop because it could be rams in that. While also sending a few Chukunu over to the wood line. DauT over here adding an archer range, and here's another archer range. So he's going to be on skirms, which can count to the Chukunu. And DauT's score is rising. He's got double the population. We know why running went for this build. Running is running into the TC. Oh, that's painful. Yeah. Okay. Well, that hurts. But yeah, we knew why running did this. He wanted the middle area. Is it going to be worth it in the long run? It could be. The beauty of the map. Running just wants to be able to breathe a little bit, so he's bringing his Chukunu home. They do have fletching now. He's up to 2 on food, which is just ridiculous. That is a crazy farming eco. Holy, get excited. KD 54 to 29 for running. DauT is no more stone to mine, no more gold to mine. And he's going to have elite skirm coming in now. But mangonels could still be devastating for him to deal with. And he still needs to eventually take care of this castle, but he needs army support. Like, villagers could pull and take that. This is such a fun game. Running, he has patience here that he needs. You can't get too far away from the middle if you're in this position. DauT needs that. DauT's doing the right thing here. He's actually brought skirms over here. That is smart because you can range the wood villagers. This is the only area he can get damage, but it's really important for running. And that could lead to another 10 villagers going down. Archery range is now down for DauT, but he can always just make more of them. So just full trash here for DauT. And yep, there goes running. Running in towards his TC now. Getting Bodkin arrow, though. Oh, man. Triple mango. Oh, running. Loses one. He's got the gold to pay for it. But he wants to stop DauT from having anything to do with this area. DauT, oh no, he's running to the TC fire. And there's Chukunu in the back of his eco. And there's Micro here, and DauT popped out with rams. Interesting decision against the Chukunu and the mangonels from running. Chukunus do a decent amount of damage versus siege. Nice snipe there. The ram almost got the hit, but doesn't get it. In full. DauT sending pikemen back here. There's still Chukunu over here. And I'm trying, guys. Running has killed his own units. I'm trying to follow this. DauT does not have gold to mine. He just has one relic. And this seems like a pretty adventurous area for Running to find himself in. But it's kind of worked because DauT's distracted now. DauT is 45 more villagers. It feels like if he just got a mass going of skirms that he could deal with it. But he's losing units. He could try light cav as well. There's the stables now from DauT. DauT just settle his mind now. Settle down. And can Running get another castle drop? Can Running get more food? Because Running is still very close to all in. Well, no, I mean, he is all in. There's just no other way to say it. But in my opinion, if you're Running, your Chukanu have to stay with your mangonels at all times. You never, ever risk the Chukanu being alone and caught up by skirms. But he's going to be tempted because he sees villagers to move them away. But it has to be Mango and Chukanu all the time. No deviation from that. And obviously very difficult as DauT just sends skirmishers through because he's like, you must be on that wood line. And Running's just, he's just going to go to this wood line now. Okay. DauT got ballistics. And DauT is a lot of skirms. And DauT has to protect those skirms. He can make more. So if he sacrifices trash to kill the Chukanu, he could be okay. That's a really good fight for DauT. Loses some skirms, but that is really good. Oh, geez. Well, he's just trying to avoid the mangonels. I mean, the mangonels are still becoming an issue, though. He needs something to snipe those now, which I guess would be scouts. God, this is such a grind. This game is such a grind. It's so messy. It's so messy. Oh, God. But, like, what's changed economically? What has changed economically is that Running has maybe 2 more vills, and DauT is 20 more. So I really think DauT should win this game. As wild as it is. Here you can clean up the Chukanu, no problem. Getting the light cav upgrade now. Has the food to get more blacksmith upgrades if he thinks about it. 10 light cav kills this. So Running needs more in his push. It's just really tough because his eco is so weak compared to DauT's right now. Here goes DauT again to this wood line, which is cracking me up. It's smart thinking, but it just looks so funny to just see him send random skirms there. And DauT knows I can do this. I have the score for a reason. Eventually, he'll run out of gold in the middle. DauT buying stone for another town center over here. He's in autopilot, I'm sure. Running. Made a knight for these skirms. There you go. He can be back on wood. The Chukanu count needs to be higher than 11 for me to think he can do this. If he's got 20 Chukanu, 5 mangonels, he can kill everything in Castle Age. That or a couple monks here, but even then, like, what are you making monks against when your opponent doesn't have gold? DauT is being... He's kind of hiding what he's doing. He's been able to spread out. He just wants to stop the siege push so he doesn't lose this town center. Repairing that TC pretty crazily right now. Running will see this. He doesn't have a lot of eco to look at right now. Running with the attack round. Also pulls back towards this castle. That's actually a very good fight for Running, all things considered. And DauT now runs that way. And, oof, man, the fights have not been good for DauT here. But he can always make more units. And he bought time for his TC to be repaired. He has a mangonel now. And 1 mangonel could kill all of this in theory. He kills a couple villagers there. Light cav number still needs to be masked for DauT. Upgrades still need to come in for DauT. Only gold income is 2 relics. So every gold unit he makes, like this mangonel, so valuable. And Running just taps out. He just calls the GG. And it's, I mean, DauT's over here with skirms. DauT's denying the stone and denying the gold. And DauT was gonna freaking win this game. 48 population for Running when he resigns. He knew it was just a matter of time until DauT eventually killed this and that he had no real potential to go further than this. So, you know, Platinum, the games have been so different on El Dorado. We've actually seen a lot of El Dorado too. It's really weird. People don't seem to want to ban it. But it's been really interesting to see these games where players are getting the castle up in the middle and then it's not enough because that food and wood eco elsewhere is what ends up dominating. DauT was going to get relic number 3, so that would have been enough gold income. And yeah, running new, I can't defend this and push here at the same time. DauT was just 1 or 2 engagements with Lycab away from clearing up everything. I like the strat from running. I think that the losses he took while building the castle were really bad. And maybe... I mean, think about it. If you're the underdog, you want to go for a strat that gives you your best chance at winning. He felt, I can get a castle up in the middle, and that's really strong on this map. It's not bad thinking, but it was really nice approach from DauT. And I like the patience from DauT at times as well. Look at the difference. What? 39,000 resources collected versus 17,500? I didn't expect the difference would be that insane. So yeah, you can take bad fights if you're DauT as long as you've got the eco lead. And that's kind of his thing anyway, so. GG to DauT, he takes the first game in what could be a really fun series. All right, so running lost the first game. And you don't have to necessarily then play your home map based on the draft. You don't have to. And it shows he was confident that he wanted to play DauT's home map. He goes for Coast to Mountain, where he has the Mongols. So saving then his home map for game number 3, regardless of what happens here in game number 2. All 3 games are played. Every win matters. It's $40 per win. And then you play everyone else in your rounds 5 times, or your group 5 times in 3 games. And then however many wins you have dictates on where you go. DauT going for the classic approach. Classic approach, meaning like just the meta approach right now, where he's going to drop a dock early with one of his vills. This is a nomad start. And then he uses the rest of the vills to build the TC right away. Players have been then chopping straggler trees to make a couple fishing ships. And the reason they do this is, and the reason this is possible, is because on this map you start with 3 huts, which give you pop space. So they're basically houses. They're weaker houses. And they also look very nice. And that allows you to do the whole straggler tree dock thing. Running, he's gone for what I would consider to be the classic approach. This is what people were doing when this map was first introduced, like 4 years ago. I forget. It's been around a bit. We just don't see it in a lot of tournaments. And he's gone for the TC right away. He then chops the wood. And then if he does dock, he'll probably send a villager over to dock. This is better for consistent wood income in the long run. But, you know, I like DauT's approach against the Mongols because you've got cheaper lumber camps as the Japanese. It feels like you're able to squeak out a little bit of extra economy. That way you feel more comfortable later on. Essentially, Mongols are hunting faster on a map with a lot of hunts. You can't beat that. Where you can beat them is at least getting some fishing ships out. All right, so I have seen a lot of builds designed around winning water on this map. And I've maintained that I really don't think the level of investment that people are using to go into water on this map is as worth it as map control and hunt. I'm not saying docking is a bad approach. I'm not saying adding fishing ships is a bad approach. I'm just saying that I am shocked how many times we are seeing people only go water and wall into Castle Age on this map. I would love to see running. And the thing is, I doubt he's going to do it because he's docking now and the fishing ships will be late. So he's going to feel like, oh, my fishing ships haven't gotten value and I need to go for water control. But yeah, being the Mongols on a map with hunt freaking everywhere. Open strong here, man. Open strong. Give DauT the ability to go up to 5 or 6 fishing ships on a map where the fish is so spread out. So you can take all the hunt and have full map control with scouts, archers, whatever you want. That's what I want to see. From DauT, I believe we're going to see him go for water. But honestly, DauT would be one who'd say, I'm Japanese, my fishing ships are strong. The land is more important than anything here. I'll go land. But yeah, there goes running. He's literally docking so he can go up fast to go kill Japanese fishing ships, which are already really strong. And don't lose this Vil running. Don't lose this Vil. Don't lose this Vil. Don't lose this Vil. Okay, very nice save. A little worried for him there. Yeah, like, we haven't seen a lot of Coast to Mountain yet in this, oh god, Rhino. Okay, we haven't seen a lot of Coast to Mountain yet in Platinum. I think there was only one game, and I expressed the same opinion. But yeah, okay, DauT's going to go for a barracks. So DauT's thinking about it. We'll see how it goes. That's a barracks that running will ultimately be scouting for because you want to know what your opponent's up to. And he now sees it, which is great. Great. Oh, and he had a barracks here, actually. Okay, so both players thinking about land a little bit. Nice. And water, too, because they're both headed to gold at the same time. Well, running actually adding militia. DauT actually adding militia. Man-at-arms? Land control on Costa Mountain? What is this? Okay, it was ticking me off at the tail end of gold. Like, I swear, there's going to have to be a meta shift. Players are going to figure out how important this stuff is. Things could so easily go wrong for you if you don't have the scouting intel. DauT didn't scout the barracks. From DauT's perspective, look at what he sees. He's thinking, oh, he's going water build. He was up fast. He's only going water. So running knows it will be militia for DauT. And running going to take the fight. DauT doesn't notice it. Now, he is Japanese, so he attacks faster. But great find there from running. And in the man-at-arm war, you don't hear this every day, but advantage to the Mongols. Check food collected. Sure, there's food collected. I should go back to the fight, though. DauT maybe going to hope he gets the hill. Running, blocking the militia here with this camel. Love it. Makes me happy to see this stuff. DauT gets to the hill, though. Does recover decently enough. But still, 2 man-at-arms could be a problem for him. And the range from running is right next to DauT's gold. Holy. Just now getting loom. And behind this, DauT adding a fire. So that fire might be able to kill this fishing ship here. Even another man-at-arm from running. All right, so DauT's not using his camel to scout at the moment. This camel is just frozen. More blocking from running as he looks to recover. Yeah, that camel's not scouting for anything, for any follow-up. And now the archer's here, and DauT's probably like, what? How? How did it get here so quickly? And suddenly, DauT's got to pull off of gold. DauT didn't have an archer range yet, and DauT has to adapt. The best players pull themselves back from being surprised like this. Obviously, the best players are never surprised like it in the first place. But can DauT recover here? Feels like the house foundation's going to go down. Oh, God, the man-at-arms are through. The archers are there. The tower's already kind of on the way up. Remember, behind this, running will ultimately lose his fish. DauT still has 3 fishing ships. Also, a man-at-arm on a lumber camp here. This is extremely messy. Tower can help, though. DauT lost 1 vill. He lost 2, actually. Excuse me. And tower helps out getting a kill and means DauT can take gold. Running should just keep moving along. And yeah, running just said screw water. And DauT's going to add a few fishing ships. So this is good food income for DauT, having lost the villagers. And now you see running just building mills on all this hunt. I like the approach. I actually think both players have a really smart approach here. Both thought about land, and then water was a bit more of an afterthought. Running's faster to the timings, though, right? So he has more archers, he has more men-at-arms, and he has fletching in. So this could be devastating for DauT, especially because DauT can't make any more towers after spending all of his stone on the first one. Will running recognize how good his position is right now? And will he have the micro to bring the man-at-arms and the archers together? He's looking for damage right now. It's nice to be Japanese here, though, because you can just rebuild lumber camps and mining camps because it's so cheap. It's going to be a frustrating realization for running when DauT's just chopping wood and mining gold underneath the same tower. Oh, God. Did running see that? Because where do these vills go? Look at DauT. He's like trying to sneak. I just look over here and DauT's got half the population of Serbia chopping stragglers. But honestly, he's able to go over here now, and he's actually kind of stabilized. What a good game. Fletching is in for DauT. More hunt coming in. Hunt coming in here is 2, so the food income should still be really good for running. I could definitely see him thinking about a stable at some point to make scouts and just continue to further this all in. I think DauT is very happy with his position because he has those fishing ships right now. And the Eco KD, basically similar, right? Running is going to get Loom right now. Pretty crazy tech to get at this time, but shows how confident he was with going forward. And yeah, all he sees from DauT in defense is skirms. Stable has to come up here. Feel like that would be the natural play. Also added fires. Oh, that's a big deal. DauT realizes too, so he's kind of back on water right now. Look at Running's wood income. Oh, God, that's painful. It's very painful. Also, love the vision that his houses will bring him in the long run. But DauT adding a stable as well, realizing this could be a scout war. What a fun game we have here, guys. Still love to see DauT scouting with this camel. I assume he's just forgotten it at this point. I mean, he knows that, at the very least, that the archer range is there. He knows his opponent's taking resources here. But he's looking here. Where he's Japanese, he's had 2 docks, so he could recover on water. And he was unlikely to ever lose any fishing ships there anyways. So Stable goes up in the middle for Running, who's still just got to stick to the game plan of find more hunt. But he didn't have the hunt here, because he never scouted that. So he would actually have to venture a bit further to find hunt like this. Like, maybe he encounters some on the way, but it doesn't look like it. So he really needs to hold control. To have hunt here, that is a DauT's base. DauT's going to see that. Fire v fire here. Again, Japanese fishing ships. Nice find here from Running. Not too bad. Running finds villagers on the straggler trees. But just as he sees that, he sees the army from DauT. And he doesn't want to lose these villagers. And he's waiting for the scouts now. Both players adding scouts. This is a great game. I want to show res collected. DauT's ahead. DauT's ahead with the important things here. Wood and food. But that's not a shocker when we saw the wood income last for Running looks like this. Running, you got to look at your base at some point, dude. Oh, God. And his archers are disappearing. His scouts do show up. But Running at a lumber camp. Efficiency so bad. Great hold from DauT. It could have been devastating at the start when he was surprised by everything. But he's holding now. I think both players are going to end up using the market thinking about Castle Age. But DauT with the better position on land to push back right now. He's playing extremely safe, but I think the Feudal Age army he has right now is strong. And Running making a tower here. This is not a good sign. And DauT even kills a villager with the scouts. And Running's going to lose all these villagers if he's stuck here. Oh, boy. So we know what the strategy was for Running. We know, we saw how it could work. But he calls the GG 20 minutes in, realizing it's not going to work out. I mean, I think he's correct, right? The efficiency for these villagers is awful at this stage. These guys, 39% of the time were moving. I'm curious, DauT's villagers. I mean, there was a lot of moving involved. Mainly lumberjacks here. 22%, right? There's a pretty big difference in efficiency there. DauT had the fishing ships, and then DauT, with the cheaper mills, cheaper mills, mining camps, lumber camps, whatever, just kind of weather the storm there. I don't think the strategy is bad from Running. I really do feel like this was a good attempt on this map. Maybe if he tried it against another player in week 1, it would have worked, because DauT clearly prioritized land control as well. Guys, so many players go 2 docks in Feudal Age and no barracks. The only reason DauT could recover and add, stabilize from this is because he was already on the barracks and could fall back into the range. The tower alone, if you didn't even have a barracks yet against all that, would lead to disaster. So, well played. I think the strategy needs a little bit of tweaking, perhaps, from Running. Maybe it was a week 1 before everyone sees it type of strat. But I think that's the type of strat he needs to try and beat DauT today. And it was the same thing I said with game number 1. Good strategy on the map. Still a little too all-in-ish. And DauT's economy able to get the job done. So DauT up 2-0. Now here's where the positive is for Running. That was actually DauT's home map. So you go into game 3 on the map you actually picked. The goal's still here for Running to get 1 victory. But yeah, DauT has looked really solid in defense and really clean economically this far compared to Running. It definitely seems like Running's taking more of an all-in approach to every game. Anyways, game number 3, Migration. What a fun map. And an interesting generation here, guys. But I could tell you one thing. DauT is not going to be making fire ships because his civilization cannot make fire ships. And I've said many times, I believe fire ships are superior. DauT here to prove the world wrong by picking the Vikings. Galley and demo only civilization. We might even see longboats actually from DauT. Fast Castle longboats hype, maybe. Coming into this game, this is the final game in this series. This is the opening rounds for both of these two in Titans League Platinum. The big storyline is Running needs a win. He gets a win here. It makes me very happy because I predicted DauT 2-1 in my fantasy prediction sheet, and I've done really well so far, guys. I take this very seriously. But then also Running, my predictions aside, then says a lot of other players will struggle against DauT as well. Getting one win, learning some lessons, gives me some confidence building towards the next week. You just don't feel quite as desperate for results if you got that win on the board. Malay advanced faster to the next stage, but they're not like the ideal civ, at least based on other people's drafts. So we've seen Japanese and Italians preferred for the fire ship play. Advancing faster to the next age, more vision on your docks, and well, those are really the two main things. I guess a really good water tech tree is why the Malay have always been picked here. I don't know. I've seen instances where players feel like if they know their opponent's going galleys, they actually go galleys themselves. So there is a world where I could see Running getting baited into that thought process. I don't like that. I think there's a very clear thing you need to do here, okay? So let me explain. They're just going to dock and add fishing ships. So what DauT's going to do is he's going to drop a bunch of docks, ding, ding, ding. He's going to mass galleys, and he figures I've got 2 choke points to fight in. So I group up ships here in a big mass, and it's really hard for them to, to deal with a big mass. And then obviously just one more area. You're just controlling the sides with ranged ships that are very strong. Now, there is a weakness that it takes time to build that up, which is a big part of this. And you do have to micro them a lot more, which is a big part of this. But the strat that counters this, okay, and shreds the fishing ships for the galley player is when you transport to land in Running's position, you dock forward. Because then the galley player has to respect this dock, and as they have their galleys here to deal with your couple fire ships, and then remember, they can't just have 1 galley per 1 fire. So it's like 5 galleys or 4 galleys per 1 fire, minimum. So they're dealing with this, and then there's a couple more fires over here, and then you're like, okay, I moved my fish over here, and then there's a couple more fires here. It just adds that third avenue for the fire ships to come in and disrupt. So I think the second you get a sniff of someone going galleys, you have to go forward dock. Now, actually, it's weird because you could actually deny it in theory with galleys because they have the range. But you should bring enough villagers where I think you can get the dock down at that time. I think. So all this stuff is obviously in game theory, but that's the way I see it. Should mention that if Running loses control of his starting island, this generation is amazing for his golds and his stones, but it's horrible for wood control if there's galleys. Like, DauT's gen, I think, would be preferable, but this happens sometimes on migration where, some of your wood lines are just forward. But I think ideally, if you're losing water control here, you would have then taken control of land, so there's this fun back and forth. So, hard to balance this map, but yeah. DauT's actually not going fast castle. DauT is going fast feudal into galleys, so he can get the mass going. Interesting. Interesting. Whereas it looks like Running is, at least at the start here, just going to add quite a few fishing ships before he clicks up. It looks like this is fast castle from him. Someone said, I searched for fire ships for like 10 minutes with Vikings. I did not know they couldn't make one. Well, and you just learned? Well, if you felt like you were stupid, you weren't then. But yeah, I guess you feel stupid now because you didn't know they didn't get it. So you just feel stupid for a different reason. It's all good. All right, DauT's second dock. A positive here for DauT is he actually doesn't have a long distance to travel to find the fish. So this definitely benefits the galley play. He doesn't know that running is over here, but he would think that running is probably, if you look at my mouse on the minimap, here. So I'd say maybe 1 out of every 8 generations, you'll have the players generate like this. It actually makes it really weird with landings because there's always this little narrow piece of wood, land. Instead of the whole migration area being wide and expansive. Running clicks up to the feudal age. He builds a very satisfying mining camp, which is actually very inefficient for his gold. So I'm actually not a fan of that. That's such a lame thing for me to say. Miner inefficiency. I know, right? But I think he might end up using the stone anyways, though, so it will make sense. He will arrive to feudal age. He will not go for a market because he doesn't have a mill yet. Whether or not he remembers that, I'm not sure. DauT on the way with his first 2 galleys. Running will need to recover. But the fact that this doesn't... Ooh, whoa, what a play from DauT, actually. Hold on. DauT's going galleys to kill fish into fishing ships. So he's reversed the order. These fishing ships will need to leave for running. Again, it's just unfortunate for the guy. Like, this script just really hasn't helped him. The Malay bonus does, though, so he could hide. He should move his fish. DauT didn't actually see those 2 fish. He will have fires soon out of these docks. But, you know, timing's everything on this map, so DauT's going to be happy with this. And running needs to still do the loop-de-loops. He's making a market. He made a mill here, bro. Make a mill in your berries. What are you doing? You need the berries. Why are we milling this? It's because he forgot. Ah! Well, things have gone unaccording to the plan here for running. But he's still okay. It's not awful. But, you know, he has his buildings. He doesn't have the food. Now he sells his stone. Now he buys some food. The mill then needs to be built in the berries later on. Because that food income is actually helpful combined with everything else. But he wants to click up. And with the War Galley upgrade, suddenly these fires become really tough for DauT to deal with. DauT coming over here with 2 more galleys. And again, this is what I foresee to be the weakness of this strat and why many people won't pick it. It's because, again, you have to back away. Here you back away. Here you back away. You have to still wait for the build-up. And by the time you get the build-up, these ships get upgraded, and then you just have to wait even longer. But running shouldn't be taking losses here. This is a pullback and a repair every time. These 2 obviously can continue to advance forward. Is he overreacting with the 4 fires? No, no, no. The plan here is to make lots on water and go for War Galley and then transport to the middle. So this is all good. I don't think he's overreacting here at all. This was part of the strat originally. The timing was unfortunate due to the positioning of the water. But yeah, this is fine. So War Galley upgrade. He's got to use the market a lot here. Like he did make the mill, so he's got the food income there. Yeah, this is where DauT has to focus a lot on his micro because he could lose his ships very quickly. And ideally, the player in running's position can actually transport to the mainland. But this is a pretty quick uptime here for running. It did come at a cost. And the cost was no eco upgrades. I hate it. No eco upgrades is painful to see. And also had sold his stone. So clearly not too comfortable with the balance. DauT, though, clearly not too comfortable with the micro. Fire galleys looping in. Could kill fish soon. And DauT has to hit and run this whole way back. He's got 2 minutes now. His galleys are slippery. They're speedy. And he can slowly whittle these down. But it's in these moments where the transport can happen from running. And he's been able to bring himself back a little bit. 2 fires come in. And this is what I mean, man. Shocked that DauT, of all players, actually went for the Vikings choice here, right? Because it really limits your focus on the macro side of things. But he's still holding, right? He's still holding. Running didn't exactly advance in. Careening's in, though, so he's got a bit more armor. So, like, this is where I think DauT could have problems, is if running transports in and docks here. Something he could maybe think about here. DauT only lost one fishing ship. This is the most important moment of the game for DauT's approach. It's before he gets his upgrades. Running has quite a few fires. You can see how good they are. A lot of DauT's ships are weak right now. Running getting the kills he wants. He's also on land right now, which is something DauT can't say. But DauT's still taking decent enough trades, right? Running will be happy with the kills he's gained for himself, though. Fire ship's just now paying off. And it's so tricky for DauT at the moment. The careening upgrade was a really nice choice. Now, Running's going to drop a monastery in the middle, which we've seen a lot of players do. He's got more fires on the way. Now DauT's getting his upgrades, though. DauT also added a demo. Nice hit. That'll actually help DauT stabilize. DauT doesn't have a transport ship yet, so he is still just stuck on water with these galleys. And he has to, because it's so much investment to get this to work. And still, more fires continue from Running, and he's just hunting these things down all the time. Good demo from DauT, though. He actually got the upgraded demo right in the last moments there. And now a TC for Running. And Running scouts out and about, scouting the map to see if DauT's out there. DauT now going down to transport ship. And you know, it's a pretty interesting game, right? Because now, like, Running's lost a lot of ships. And if he doesn't prep some type of defense for this, then he could lose out on all of his docks and all of his fishing ships. And DauT will make it to the middle with something. I still would have loved a forward dock here and random fires going in. It makes DauT's life so difficult, but this works too. Sneaky fires from Running. Oh, boy. Running, not attacking. He's must not have noticed that. Now he notices. DauT notices too, though. Good demo there from DauT. Running looking for the fish. Maybe the transport. And there go the fishing ships. Good finds there for him. DauT now needs to add farms, because his food eco is going to be dwindling a bit. Still, DauT has to pay attention here, and it's so easy to get distracted and run directly into those fires. But DauT's paying attention now. Running's done a good job. DauT's done a good job. It's been a close game. It's been a really tightly contested series, this one. Running, transitioning towards farming eco. You can tell because of the horse collar upgrade. He's been able to hold off DauT for now. But, you know, it feels like DauT's Navy number is climbing pretty high here. He's got 16 ships. It's just 4 for Running, and Running's not really producing a lot on water right now. Also, there's a monk here converting one of DauT's villas. So Running has located DauT on land. Stole one of the villas. Can steal another one with the scout. Where is DauT's scout? Okay, there is DauT's scout. That's a big deal here. He sees the monastery. Fire ships from Running still running or sailing. I mean, I think if Running converts the scout, it's actually best for him, but he gets all the conversions there on the vills. And he really wants to deny this TC because Running's got his TC up already. And DauT, you might end up getting the monks, but you don't have villagers that are going to be able to build on the mainland here. And that's what Running wants. Running will also want his fishing ships, though, and DauT's Navy mass finally pays off. This is before the longboats arrive, so the fishing ships will go down. There's the scout again. Scout now actually gets converted. That was Running switching the conversions. He had started the conversions on the longboat. Longboat pulled away, switched the conversion. And Running, I would like to see him make a little bit more in the way of ships, but maybe he feels like he should just give up on it now. Really tricky. He's currently converting a longboat. But he's got, you know, a TC here and a TC here, and he's farming at home pretty heavily. Whereas DauT is just one TC. This is almost castle drop on Running's main islands territory for DauT. Like, think about the situation here. You pretty much won water, and Running's not making anything more on water. I think transporting to Running's island and dropping a castle there would be hilarious. This is where not having wood accessible from your main island really hurts, though, for Running. Who seems to be waiting. Like, DauT's brought more vills here. It really feels like he's waiting to drop a castle somewhere. He's got outposts for vision. The score, obviously, heavily in DauT's favor right now due to the situation with the water. And 16 fishing ships. DauT thinking about Imp on 1 TC. No island control, or no, like, mainland control. Running, just thinking about the long term here with the big piece of land in the middle. Using monks against longboats is not the strategy I would have advised. Still feel like there's potential for a dock here and random fires. The castle there for Running might go up. We'll see if he spots DauT coming with the villagers, because DauT wants a castle. Obviously, DauT has very little protection for his villagers right now. And Karambit warriors could maybe stop this castle. Oh, man. Running might spot him. DauT's on the way to Imp. Running converted a fishing ship. Running's been really active with these scouts. These scouts have killed a lot for him. 6 kills, plus the monks have helped. And DauT dropping a castle there! It's such a risky castle. He has no clue Running's dropping a castle here. But if he wants to go in for Trebs, it's actually perfect. Oh, Running's heart is going to sink when he sees that. Running's got a ridiculous eco lead at the moment, but he's lost Navy control. And if he starts to get Trebbed back, this could be horrible. And Running's like looking at this like, and he micros perfectly. He's like, I've killed so many vills with these scouts. It's 8 kills now. I just need to stop him from getting to the mainland and I win. And I think he sees this and he's like, oh, I know what that means. We need Imp. And he clicks Imp. And he will be there in no time due to the power of the melee. Really needs wood. Like, he actually can't take wood on this island. It's all food and all gold and all stone here. He needs wood with the eco that's here. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see both use the market. And DauT's going to even drop another castle here. But again, he's trying to build a TC and Running spots it. Running's done a great job with his army activity here on this mainland. And a couple Karambits could also deny the castle and delay DauT's Treb push. And DauT will bring the Navy over. He's also going to add a Berserk. Fun to see that. And it feels like the castle will eventually go up, but it's just Running doing a good job at delaying. Still, Karambits have the numbers. Are also still very weak. Res collected. Let's check that. DauT didn't have Loom, by the way. Res collected. Running's ahead with gold and stone. Behind with food and wood. And he will go for a Treb. Has the hill. Will repair. DauT might actually... I think the downfall for DauT with the Trebor will be that he doesn't have vills to naturally repair. Like these vills will want to mine res. They can pull over here to repair this one. But Running can actually repair here. And Running can also take stone in areas other than his starting island. He's actually going to drop a tower here. What's up? Monk upgrades for Running because he's concerned DauT will go for Berserks. Which makes sense. Running's not mining stone. Dude, Running, you can take this game and get a win against DauT if you just... Deep breath. Easy for me to say. Deep breath. And get chemistry for bombard cannons and just mine more stone. There comes DauT with villagers just to repair as we had expected, right? But I'm worried. Like, DauT's got stone. He doesn't have a lot of it, but at least he has stone. Running, I guess, has more in the way of gold income. But even that will change because most of it's here. Monks being used against Navy again. Castle will go down for DauT. It's just he's buying himself time. Still Running, not taking any stone. DauT, he's got a decision to make after he takes out this castle. What does he do with these Trebs? Does he Trebor it? Running just bought More stone for a castle. He bought a bunch of it. Still not mining it. He just drops it back there. And Running wants to take out DauT's castle. He needs to keep DauT off of this land. Now, Running's getting fast fire ship and massing docks. And fast fire will lead to DauT losing almost everything on water. That's the important addition here for Running. Who, you know, he sees the berserks. Goes for conversions there, and now pulls his trebs over here, and also brings Vils and Monks and Karambits getting ready to repair. DauT will hope his trebs can do enough here. And he'll hope that these berserks do something, but I'm not sure they will. We'll see. Another castle for DauT. DauT's castle's gone, though. And Running can just pack up the trebs instead of engaging in the fight. Or he could choose to engage in the fight because he has Karambits and because he has Monks. And here he goes. And DauT might take out one Treb with the Treb War, but he will lose his Trebs to the Karambits, and the Berserks could all be converted. Really tough position for DauT right now, and this is before we end up seeing the Navy that Running's been hiding from DauT. DauT doesn't... It seems like he wanted to commit towards Berserks, and he doesn't really have a longer-term plan. He researched a lot of infantry upgrades here, guys. But the Treb goes down... And he's just stuck with that one castle for the Berserks. Now here the fast fires could start to clear this up. Running can start to take wood again, which is perfect timing. Here, though, DauT finding a good fight. Kind of interestingly, with the Berserks are actually owning. Running doesn't have any... Running doesn't have the Monks or the control right now to be able to stop these Berserks. And the fast fires are finding the value they need. But Running doesn't have gold income. I mean, he can, but he's lost. Oh, man, this is such a messy game right now. You could just tell, man. Like, underdog in the series. So much focus put on all these different things. DauT has made it so difficult. But the key with DauT is it's just consistent, man. Like, he's always producing. And even if DauT uses the market for something, he's always got eco to back it up. These Berserks are actually the unit now. They shred the Karambits. And Monk focus, it takes a lot of your focus away from standard forms of economy. At DauT, he's killing villagers. He's going to kill Monks. DauT's got a TC here. He's making another castle. He's still making Berserks. At home, DauT's got food eco on this island. And, you know, like, the fast fires are going to kill some fishing ships and whatnot, but DauT could maybe catch up there. I think you really need Arbalest right now if you're running. You need, I think, something other than just Monks. But he's frozen, guys. There's gold here, right? That's doable for him. This gold here, like, this is just, he's really falling apart because of the pressure of the situation. And DauT has had access to every single resource despite having less control of the mainland. Feels like Running has earned this win, though. Like, he's got water control coming back to him. He's kept DauT in that itty-bitty little corner. But can he get his eco right? Can he get the balance down? And can it be something other than just Monks? Because even with Running and how good he is with Monks, I feel like DauT could switch into something. And DauT is building up more. A check res collected again for you. It's a really close game. DauT has been making some longboats, and DauT's been taking some stone over here. Running, able to, you know, chop all the wood he wants here. Not really spending it. The fact I'm not seeing archer ranges really concerns me here. You've got 1,600 wood. DauT. Treb pushes the TC. Again, consistent production here. Elite Berserk's going to be far off. But if your opponent's only going for conversions, then why? You don't even need Elite. You would need Elite more so against other things. More fast fires from Running from these docks. Would really like to see him dock at home. I feel like that makes life easier to do with this side. But it really is just the middle control that matters more than anything right now. And normally you're seeing, like... Normally you're seeing bombard cannons for the Malay, and you think, oh, Vikings don't get that. That is a real struggle. Normally you're seeing archers. Normally you're seeing skirms. Hey, DauT, he sees the castle. He actually uses the trebs versus the monks. That was really smart. Running feels desperation-wise. Running in to kill these trebuchets so we can keep these castles up. Can he keep the castles up? Is he going to keep the castles up? He's going to keep the castles up. The converted berserks and karambits. Well, the treb will get the job done here. Bonk. That gives running more time. I think we're seeing running figure it out in his mind. I can go for other things. I can get more upgrades soon. There's the barracks. The first barracks of the game! But yeah, you just see he like snapped out of it almost. Like he was in this massive brain fog. And he's like, okay, got my eco sorted. I'm on gold now. I'm okay. The score flipped a little bit of a confidence boost there. Now we see ballistics. Now we see, chemistry. I think it's just chemistry. I imagine ballistics might queue behind it. It's going to be an epic one, though, guys, because DauT's economy has really expanded. DauT's here to stay. He's not leaving this area anytime soon. And it's still going to take running time to get the ranges down in the upgrades, which should give DauT time to maybe build up towards skirms or something. Here come the fires. Now, these fires can start to take out all of DauT's docks. Eventually, DauT will run out of res here as we're running. So, being able to transport to your main base in the middle is important in those areas. No, Malay do not get hand cannon. Yeah, they do not get hand cannon. They do get bomber cannon. It's kind of funny that they would have the technology for the big cannons, but not the little ones, but that's just the game balance, you know. DauT's sticking with berserks here. It's probably the best unit for the Vikings. Elite berserk isn't that far off for him price-wise. I actually like it. And then you go elite berserk, you bring Vils, you drop a castle right next to your treb war. 4 trebs, so you don't trickle it, as we say in this channel, and then elite berserk, go for a big push. If running had 30 arbs right now, it would never happen, but he's just now building up towards it. He's getting there. He's getting the upgrades. DauT's going to drop a castle here, just so he's got that other area, and yeah, there's elite berserk. Guys, elite berserk is a sick unit. You really need to have arbalest. And you need to have more than 10 of them. Like, running cannot stop these berserks from at least running in, sniping the trebs and the cannon once these are elite. I love this, though. Units on the gold. He doesn't actually have vision on the castle. Oh, that's a bug, by the way. This is a bug that's been reported before. I don't think they know how it happens, but that is a vision bug for running. There's no reason he should have that circle of vision. I've just seen it before. Here we go. Okay, so running will obviously try and get conversions. DauT just completed Elite Berserk, and he wants to take this hill. So the trebs come forward. Running's into the castle, has to. And then he should try and hop out of the castle here. It's really tough for him. And the berserks are going to take the map. And if DauT snipes the siege, then there's no way for running to take this hill away from DauT in the near future. Now, DauT's not castling there. He's castled elsewhere. But the elite berserks have found their timing before running has been able to get his mass going here. You can see this unit's really strong now. 14 base attack, decent armor, 74 HP. It's not the craziest amount of HP, but it's also the cost of the unit. It's not that expensive. Now, DauT barely has gold right now, which is the wild thing. He's just going to try and get that. So he's kind of at the limit, and it just... it would suck so much if running loses this game, because he could have had arbs so long ago. But DauT was just applying so much pressure. This is real intense stuff. The game gets decided here. If DauT can continue this push, then DauT can expand, take more resources, get into other things, and win this game. If running can stop it here, running will likely win. And oh god, that cannon. Oh geez, the cannon of life. The cannon of truth. The cannon for running goes down. Which means the trebs could just sit here and fire. Which means that DauT can continue some type of a push. Which means that the buildings start to go down. There's random berserks going around. You've got gold miners here. You've got villagers out of gold here. You've got a lot of randomness and craziness. DauT randomly taking gold there. And DauT's going to add in the skirms. It feels like the Berserk Skirm combination is going to win the game. And Running calls it at 150 pop. And DauT gets a 3-0, which is just huge for him because I think Running could have won, all 3 of these games. I think Running had chances to win. And I think Running will be kicking himself and has, the opportunity to play a little bit better in future rounds. Great series from DauT. One that Running will want back, I think. And but again, shows the consistency of DauT in these scrappy games and how at the end of the day, Eco wins. He did collect more resources, but it was another game where Running felt really reliant on the market, really reliant on lots of gold to make like tons of monks and whatever else. A heartbreaker though for Running, dude, a heartbreaker because like right here, like right after DauT's castle goes down, I think it's just the lack of planning based on this position. It's 95 vills versus 60. 18 of DauT's food eco is fishing ships that are traveling for shorefish. DauT is so far off from getting elite Berserk here. Like, even in the final fight, if Running had 15 more arbs, I think the game's actually over. Because the castles stand for Running. He doesn't have, the stress of that type of push. DauT can't advance forward, and DauT isn't on skirms yet. So it was really close here, which to me just tells me all that frazzle dazzle, all that time where Running was stuck on monks, and he didn't have gold, but he could have mined the gold, all that. His focus was just off. Because, like, look, 11 on food for Running. This is bad, right? This is bad. This is messy. But then you fast forward from 40, 53. Let's go to, like, 43 minutes. Okay, so now he's at 40 on food, and he did a really nice job to hold. And now he's, like, maybe 6 techs removed and 6 buildings removed from what he needs, but it's still doable. You go forward again. Suddenly the buildings are up. Suddenly the techs have been flying in. I think this step where these techs are coming in and the step just before where the eco shot up, I felt like that if that happens after he takes out this castle, the initial castle from DauT, instead of just going for lots of monks, I think he wins the game. But DauT, 3-0 in the first round. DauT's been on fire lately. Very well played from him and a very entertaining series. I'm a big Running fan, though. So I'm curious now on what that means for him going forward because their group is just ridiculous.